and welcome back to my channel. So today is the day we are taking my boring front yard and just updating it. You guys know we have done a ton inside, especially with all the room moves and things like that. But it's beautiful today. It's only supposed to be like 74, which is perfect for working outside. And just the front yard is boring. So we are going to start landscaping, adding some character to the front yard. I've been wanting to get this done, but to me, there were other areas that were more important. So today's the day we are going to get working on it, but let me show you the befores first. So, little insight, this ended up taking us all week. We started this on a Monday. We were not done until Friday. This was definitely a very long process. I did start out this day, though, that I just grabbed some spray paint that Bobby had in the garage because I wanted to kind of figure out what I wanted line-wise. Bobby at this point was still in bed, so I knew when he did get up that I was going to want him to like have an idea of what was in my head. Great thing about Bobby and I together is like I can usually envision what I want and he brings it together. Like we work together, but he obviously is a huge help with bringing whatever I envision together. I will say though, when he came outside, he was like, "Oh boy, you had a lot more in mind than what I did." I'm like, "Yeah." So it took us, like I said, all week. We took it easy. As a lot of you guys know, Bobby has back issues and things like that. And we had recently moved Grandma down here, so he was already like a little sore from all of that. So we definitely wanted to take it easy between me being pregnant, him being broken, all the things, just take it slow. But then the hardest part was getting out all this sod. On our family vlog channel, if you guys saw that on, what was that, Thursday, we did a little behind the scenes of this transformation, and I got so many comments about getting a sod cutter. And I will tell you, I looked into getting a sod cutter, but no hardware store near us had one available to rent. So we did it all by hand. Luckily down here, our soil is very much a mix between dirt and sand, so it was pretty easy, just time consuming, and we had to like pace ourselves. So this was also done a lot while the boys were at school, so you don't see them obviously a ton helping out with this, but little Miss Freya spent so much time outside with us, and she had her little shovel and everything. It's so cute because I know a lot of people are always like, she's always in dresses, and it's funny because she's like a little girly girl for sure. She loves her fake makeup, her dresses, and all of that, but she is definitely a tomboy. Like, she has a little bit of everything. She doesn't care if she is dressed up like a princess. She will be digging in that dirt.
Don't wanna wake up if I'm dreaming, because you know I can't get enough of this feeling you're giving me. Don't wanna wake up. No, I don't wanna wake up. I don't wanna wake up without you, baby, without
as you can see, Bobby came out at this point. I actually went inside and I'm like, okay, so I need a rake, but I also need you. So I woke up. I'm like, I'm getting so tired. I need you to come outside and help me because I really wanted to get all this sod pulled up on this first day. Like, that was my goal. It didn't quite happen. I got a lot of it done, but it wasn't quite all of it. But like I said, Bobby and I made sure we took lots of breaks. We really wanted to pace ourselves, not overdo it. And luckily this was a good week to work outside, which is why I was so determined to get it done. I know Bobby was like, what did he said something about just me having my time frames, and I do. When I get something in my head, I want it done. If I get an idea, it's not oh, future. It's no, let's do this. And the same for here. But with this one, it was even more important because we had good weather, but we are going into the months where it's going to get hot, real hot, and we are not going to want to be doing any of this type of labor outside during the day. So we already started working earlier in the morning when it was a little bit cooler, but like I said, this was an all-day thing. So we still worked into the afternoon once it started getting warm and stuff. But this definitely, give it another couple of weeks, and there is no way this project would have gotten done. Plus, on top of that, currently I'm about 14 weeks pregnant. Getting stuff done, I am probably in the easiest part of pregnancy. I am past the first trimester, the misery of that. I am not quite extremely pregnant where I am uncomfortable in that way. So right now literally was prime time to get this done.
Baby, without I wouldn't know what to. Baby, without you, I wouldn't know what to. Oh, you know, oh, baby.
I do feel it's always important though to give yourself realistic time frames. I'm usually really good at giving myself an unrealistic budget. I always underestimate, and an unrealistic time frame. I'm getting better though. I gave myself the week and it took all week. We probably could have had it done by Thursday, but Thursday we had a pretty intense storm come through and it just killed a lot of our timing. Next day, as you can see, I got some color. I don't know how. I am the only person in the family that gets super burnt. It is nice today. There is a nice breeze. It's overcast. It's supposed to be overcast all day, so that'll be really nice. But I want to show you guys what we got done. Now, I will tell you, I did about 20-30% of the work. Bobby did the rest. So I have been taking it easy. Don't worry. I'm not overdoing it. I know that's a big concern for a lot of people. I'm not overdoing it. But we still have a little bit more grass to pull up, and then we got to go shopping for plants. Yes. But yeah, let me show you. You can see we got all of this pulled up. All of this grass is going to be taken into the backyard for some areas that are a little bit bare. We want to do a little seating area in this corner and have it surrounded by gardens. Over here, it's okay. We moved, as you can see, the plant that was right here is right here now. The only thing we have left to do is dig out this section, and then I might play with the shaping a little bit. But yeah, this little area I'm gonna start digging out, because once that's out, this part's pretty much done and we can go shopping.
Not my feet.
Your feet. But yeah, these are all random rocks that we found while digging. And then yeah, this whole side we got all cleaned up. So I think it's gonna look really, really nice once it's all done.
About me breaking free,
So I can tell you for sure this day we definitely moved a lot slower than the day before. By day 2, it was definitely like okay, we wore ourselves out the day before. So we moved a lot slower, but we were still determined to get it done. I had also burnt myself pretty bad. I do not do well in the sun. I am so pale, and it doesn't matter, like, sunscreen, no sunscreen, like, I just burn. And I am someone that I love being outside, but normally I'm that person that is always under the shade trying to avoid the sun, because ever since I was itty bitty I burn, which is funny because like my kids do not burn, like, at all. It feels like Freya, like, she's super white and she doesn't burn. Xander can burn, but like he's got to spend a lot of time outside. And Bjorn, he just gets tan. That boy gets so tan. He is just like my dad. And yeah, so here is us going to Lowe's, picking up flowers. I am going to put the names of the flowers on the screen, so if you're interested in which ones we picked up, just keep an eye out for that.
Get it all because of you. It'll be clearer in a second, all because of you. All because of you.
So we are on day 3. Made our first trip to Lowe's, looking at plants, got some bricks and everything. This load is costing us about $170. My hope is to stay under $1,000, which, if you've done landscaping, that is on a budget. So this is what we've got so far. So these red bricks are going to be for the sitting area. I got these beautiful bushes that I'm thinking to flank the garage to give it some symmetry. I got 4 of those, and then 4 of these. Now, this is probably not all the plants I'm going to need, but we also know we probably have about 4 trips that we have to make between well, this is only half the load of bricks. Probably only half the load of plants, and then we probably need 2 loads of mulch. So getting this amount of plants, kind of lay it out, figure out where we want them, how much more we need, will make it a lot easier. So this is trip 1, and like I said, about $170.
Walking, I've been trying harder all my life, 'cause I need to be perfect. If I could just be a little better, maybe you could be my salvation.
So we went back and forth about this patio idea on this side, but we did end up deciding to go for it. The reason why we spent a lot of time in our front yard. One, because like in the morning, like right now, I am currently doing this voiceover out in our alumni in the backyard. In the morning, our backyard, I love sitting out here, looking at the ducks, looking at the water, like enjoying our backyard. But once the afternoon hits and that sun starts coming down this way, our backyard gets really hot, and that's when we really like being in the front yard, because it starts getting more shady. And with the road that we are on, it's a little bit busier, yes, but we also get such, like, it's fun to car wash. We get a lot of really cool bikes that drive down our road and old cars that drive down our road when there's different car shows going on. It's just a lot of fun to hang out front. So that is why we're like, okay, let's do this. So I tried my best to get it as level as possible. This is not professional work, I know, but just trying to get it as good as possible without being like overly anal about the way I did it. So at that point, I was out of bricks from that first run, so I decided that I was going to start laying out the plants. I knew, well, we knew that wasn't enough bricks for that first go around. We also knew it wasn't enough plants, but our thought was, let's do this. We know we have to go back anyway, kind of get a layout, and then go back and have more of a game plan of how much more we ended up needing. So it actually worked out really, really well. Sometimes it's hard. Like, I kind of had an idea of how many plants, but you really never know until you start placing them. The other thing to keep in mind is we bought a lot more juvenile type plants. Some of, like, these trees are a little bit older, but to save money, the younger the plants, the cheaper they are. So I was also thinking placement wise of as they grow, not wanting them to get super crowded. We really wanted this to be low maintenance, but also still very pretty. Like, I didn't want just a sea of green. I wanted some color. I wanted some variety. So just like decorating, where if you want to be neutral, you guys know me, I love my neutrals, but working with textures and shades and variety will make the biggest difference in your garden. And that's what I was doing here. I knew I wanted it to be an easy maintenance yard. So for me, that's going to be a lot of leafy type plants. So I just went for varieties of green and colors and variety of textures in the plants.
Will I get any chance to see him? That's when I saw him sitting next to me in class. I ain't ready and my heart is beating fast. She's so in love, she really is. Something happened, I couldn't speak a word now. He said, hey, what to do? Once again, my knees got weak, I had to leave. It was weird, I said stop. You always make me blush so hard. My parents always stay on guard. I drop my cool when you're around.
However, totally offended by Xander when he got home this day from school. He's like, oh, Mom, the garden looks so pretty. And it looks like you actually used real plants this time. If you guys remember our old house, I used fake plants. One of two reasons. One, I am not good with plants, which is why I need low maintenance. And two, we lived in Wisconsin, so plants just died so easily up there that I wanted my yard landscaped, but I did not want to go in the headache of like constantly watering and worrying about freezing and things like that. Where down here, it's a little bit easier to keep them alive. One, the weather's better. But two, we also have an irrigation system. It goes off of a well, but all these plants get watered by that and not by me accidentally forgetting them and killing them because I do not have a green thumb. So, but yeah, I was like, yes, son, they are real plants this time. Oh, I laughed so hard. He is 11, going to be 12 in September, and yeah, he's definitely growing up. I can tell by the way he talks sometimes and just acts. It is so funny. Trip number 2 complete. We've got more bricks. Last time we got 30, which we knew wasn't enough. This time we got 35, which will be enough to finish it. I got 10 more plants. I did change them up a little bit, so I'll show you. Got this pretty grass. I loved the variegation color on this one. We have this pretty tree. I needed one more bigger plant. She won. Absolutely beautiful. And then I love these. So I got 3 more of these to go with everything. But what really brought the price up, because plants were about the same, bricks were about the same, we got this umbrella table. That was, I want to say, like $140 or something. And then this umbrella to go in that little seating area. So that is what brought it up to that like higher price point. At least for now, that should be everything when it comes to plants and stuff like that. We will have to make 2 more trips for mulch, but that won't be too bad. Probably about $200 in mulch. So $200 in mulch. And that should be it. So I should hit my goal of under $1,000 to completely landscape the front yard, which I don't know. I don't think that's too bad.
Let's make a hit and run. Do it for fun. They can't hold on forever, so just say hello. Yeah, we'll be going all night. No, they don't pick us up. Instead, they knock us down. And that's the way it goes until we're in the ground. No, they don't pick us up. Instead, they knock us down. And that's the way it goes until we're in the ground. No, they don't pick us up. Instead, they knock us down. And that's the way it goes.
So this Sunday, if you follow me, you guys know every Sunday we have a family dinner, family get together, either at our house or my parents' house, my aunt and uncle's house, someone's house. Every single Sunday we have a family get together. And this week it was at our house, and I can say we all enjoyed hanging out here so much. We had the chairs around. It was so nice. This little patio worked out perfectly. Just hanging out in the garden. It was nice and shaded. It was just such a nice little get together. But so I was laying out the last amount of the plants that I had gotten. That way I could put them in. I also have to be careful when digging because we had right here where I am digging right now, a little bit over, there used to be a massive tree that the previous owner had taken out, but they did not grind out the stump. So there was a pretty big gap in between. So I was watching for roots. I was watching for our irrigation system because I didn't want to hit any of those lines. Bobby had to fix one line because it had started growing. The old tree had grown around it. And it just, from us doing everything, had finally popped. Unfortunately, he still has to work on that. The irrigation system is nice, but it was definitely something that we are getting to learn of how to take care of it, especially since it wasn't really taken care of before. So, yeah, definitely working on that. But that tree stump, what I was getting at, made it difficult with some of this layout because I cannot put plants there. Like, there's no way to dig down. It was a massive tree. It's a massive stump. We had to work around it. Well, luckily, we had a good amount of like really cool stones in our yard that you're going to see here in a little bit. We had some coquina rock that is around our tree, and then these flat rocks, and it just kind of worked perfectly. And once again, it added to that whole color and texture and variety that I was talking about before. So mixing the softscape plants with the hardscape rocks, I think it just ended up looking really cool.
You know it still hurts a little bit, but not that much. 'Cause if you want somebody else, who am I to judge? I met you in the summer, when you left it was cold. Said we loved one another, guess that we were wrong. I met you in the summer, our love was out of control. I've been going crazy without you.
On what, day 4 now?
Yeah.
So day 4, we got 20 bags of mulch, some grass weed killer, and then the table we got did not actually have the umbrella stand in it like they said. So we had to pick up that. So this should be the first load of mulch. I think we'll only need one more load of mulch. But it's really hard to tell until you start putting it down. What was this? One.
Oh, it's right here.
125 for this one. So that's not bad, especially when
Mulch is on sale right now. It's
the 5 for $10.
yeah, 5 bags for $10. So
that keeps it pretty affordable.
And now is the time to do it, because otherwise the mulch is $4 per bag.
Yeah, so it saves us a lot of money. So mulch-wise, it was under $100.
Yep.
The other stuff is what brought it over
Brought the price up.
Now, also keep in mind with our prices is it does also include his military discount. So prices are a little bit less.
10%. As long as, so the way military discount works is only if the manufacturers for the products allow for a military discount. So sometimes you get the 10%, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, definitely did this time because I was expecting that number to be higher since the base was supposed to be like 40. Yeah.
40 or 50.
40. So we got $40 in mulch. The weed refill stuff was $18. Brown umbrella base was $40, and then the other bag of refill stuff was $27. So, staying on budget.
Yeah. I don't wanna be the girl, but I kinda need a word. Well, I'm into you. And all I know, it's been a long time. I was on the sideline waiting for you.
So, you may be thinking I'm crazy about putting all this cardboard down, but cardboard works so well as a weed barrier. We had been saving some cardboard. I'd also gotten some for my mom. She owns a coffee shop, so she gets a lot of deliveries, and we were grabbing it from her. This really does just work so well as a weed barrier, and obviously it's free compared to spending. To get the good weed barrier, I think Bobby and I priced it out. Like, you can get cheaper weed barrier, but to get the good stuff, it would have costed us about an additional $1,000 in weed barrier, and that was definitely not on the budget. So we went with the cardboard, and I really focused where we had our plants, where I knew I really didn't want weeds to pop up. Obviously, I don't want weeds to pop up anywhere, but in the open areas, it's a lot easier to maintain it than around the plants. So that is where we tried to focus as much of that as possible. Also, if you guys remember when we first moved in, it's been almost 2 years now? It'll be 2 years in June. How crazy is that we've been down here for 2 years almost? But I considered painting this house white. I love the look of a white brick house with black accents. Like, I do love it. But I went back and forth so many times because once you paint brick, yes, you can strip it, but it's not an easy process. Like, once you do it, it's pretty much done. And I just kind of had gotten to a point where I'm like, you know what, it's a big commitment to make. I don't hate the red brick. So when we picked out this black mulch, it's because everything I was trying to do was to work with what we had, enhance the red, and just make it look really pretty the natural way without doing this huge change. Now, there are things we still want to do to the house. Bobby knows I really want to build cedar shutters for the house. Just haven't gotten to it yet. I really want to update the trim, so either paint it black or paint it white and just update it. So there's definitely still things we want to do. But I think I've gotten past the idea of painting the brick. It's such a huge commitment, and I just have a hard time covering up the natural brick. Like I said, I love the look of it. No hate on anyone that paints brick because I love it. When I was going back and forth so much, in the end, I'm like, if I can't decide, I would rather keep it natural, especially since we don't plan on this being our forever home. We really want to get land, have more animals, kind of do a little family compound homestead thing. If we get land, it'd be really nice because we could have Grandma have a tiny home. That way she's living by herself again, but still obviously not. She'd still be with us in a way. But But we don't know how long, like, we don't know. That could be next year. It could be 5 years. It's a goal of ours, but we don't have any real time frame on it. But with knowing this isn't our forever home, it's like, I want to make this as nice as it can be while we are here. But if it's not 100% yes, I'm not doing it, because that is like a decision. And once you do it, it is done.
Till my broken heart is beating, so tonight I will believe it. And I got this crazy feeling that someday I'll be okay. Wait, no, please don't go away. It's what you said to me, that without me you'll be lost.
Oh, and these solar lights, we have these solar lights in the backyard and now in the front yard. I love these solar lights. We just wanted something to really define the sitting area. And like I said, we love sitting outside, day, night, whatever it is. These are so pretty. Later on when I show you guys the befores and afters, I absolutely love the way these solar lights turn out. And they're not horribly expensive. If you go on Amazon, they have a lot of different types and different colors, different lengths, whatever you're looking for. I want to say these were like $25, maybe $30. But they come in really long strands. So that is really, really nice. Okay, so this area, putting down the cardboard, we were running out at this point. And one of the areas I hate weeding is behind these plants. So over here we have our aloe vera plants, which are these like green spiky plants. They're great to have in your yard. Bug bite, sunburn, all the things. But they are prickly, so I don't want to have to weed around them. So we were really trying to keep the cardboard in those areas. Like I said before, weeding around plants is not the funnest thing in the world. In the open areas, it's pretty easy. You just pull, you know, you're not accidentally pulling out one of your plants and whatnot. But yeah, just trying to be very careful around these areas just to keep them as covered as possible. I was so excited once I started getting this black mulch down though. Like, obviously it looked pretty before, but putting down fresh mulch is always so pretty. I love the way it looks. I'm not a huge fan of rocks. I love the way they look, but when I've had rocks in the past, they've always been such a headache that I almost always go for mulch. I feel like it's easy to maintain, it's easy to refresh, and yeah, just always what I've enjoyed more is going with that black mulch area. But it was time to start like pulling it all together, kind of doing the fun part, the decorating. Bobby did want to go around with some weed killer around this path though, so I had to pause, which I was bummed about. I'm like, this is the fun part. I enjoy this part of it. But he's right. Might as well put the weed stuff down now and hopefully prevent in the future. I am curious though, if you have had landscaping done professionally recently, like since 2020, because you guys know inflation's been insane. So after 2020, the price of everything has just gone up. But if you have had landscaping done recently or work for a landscaping company, I'm curious what something like this project would have cost if we hired it out professionally. My goal was under $1,000, and we did stick to that goal. I think we were right around $800 to get all of this done. And we've had people say anywhere from, it could have cost you $10,000 to it could have cost you $30,000, which is crazy. Like when Bobby and I were talking, we're like, like $3,000 to $5,000 to pay someone to professionally do it. And then we started hearing these numbers and we're like, really? So I'm curious, if you have had it done professionally within the past 4 years, what did it cost you, or what do you think this would have cost? Because I'm just curious. We've never paid someone for landscaping. We've always done it ourselves, but I was just flabbergasted by some of the numbers that I had heard people saying. Like, absolutely insane to me. I get it though. Like after doing this, I'm like, okay, hats off to anyone that does landscaping for a living. I realize they probably have better tools than what we had, but this is back-breaking work and it is exhausting. Like I said, it took us a good 5 days to get it all done. I'm absolutely thrilled about it, but I do get the value of people doing it for you. All right, time for the best part, all the befores and afters. I feel like it's so easy to forget where we started to where we came. Absolutely love the way this turned out. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, if you would have changed anything, ideas. Let me know. Maybe things we can add in the future. Like I said, I would love to do cedar shutters. I would love to update the trim work on the house. But yeah, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. But I'm going to stop talking and let you guys enjoy these before and afters. If you're new, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Funny, yeah, everything's better with them. We're just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. We don't worry about tomorrow. We just do, ooh, ooh, what we wanna do tonight. Waking up at sundown, the world's our playground, and we don't even have to pretend. Every time we're together, it doesn't get better, and every day's like a weekend. We're just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. We don't worry about tomorrow. We just do, ooh, ooh, what we wanna do tonight. So don't tell me how to act or how I should be. All we wanted is to be free. We don't wanna be like you. Oh, 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 oh. You see, we just act a little crazy, and we're following our heartbeats. We don't wanna be like you. Oh, 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 oh. Got the boombox blasting and we're just laughing. The neighbors try to shut us down, but you know they can't blame us for acting shameless. Now we just like to have some fun. We're just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. We don't worry about tomorrow. We just do, ooh, ooh, what we wanna do tonight. Before we all grow old. So don't